Hey guys, welcome back to the brickitectLIVE late night radio show. Although we are coming in a little bit earlier than we have recently in the last 2 episodes, it's still late night nonetheless, and I'm here to hang out with you guys for a while. First thing you're probably noticing is the new background that we have. I felt like the red was a little harsh, and I've actually had some comments that said, that red brickitectLIVE logo lighting up my entire house this late at night is a little much. So I found this beautiful image, and I made a little thing up in Photoshop. So I hope you guys like that. I think it looks a little nicer. I might change it up every once in a while, or I might just go with this. I kind of like it. Let me know what you guys think about it. I have a couple things to talk about here tonight. Well, of course, I'm leaving it open to you guys as well to see what you guys want to talk about too. But we'll have some fun here. This is usually my favorite time to live stream. The best people are in the chat right now, so I want to thank you guys for joining us. How's everybody doing this fine evening? Oh, I'm getting a lot of compliments on the background. Thank you so much. I'm not a master of the Photoshop, but I like to dabble. I do a little bit of dabbling. So I guess the first topic we'll talk about, as we allow some people to show up here, we've got 30 people with us right now. Welcome, everyone. First thing I want to talk about is something that I talked about in the chat earlier. I'm going to try to get your guys' opinion on this. And it's the Lego City cargo train, which typically retails for $200. And I brought this up in the chat earlier. I tried to get some people's feedback on it. Didn't get a whole lot of response on this. So I'm going to ask you guys. You guys seem like you know what you're talking about when it comes to Lego trains. So the set sells for $200 typically. It's been out for a few years. Walmart right now has it on sale for $140. And I'm thinking maybe pulling the trigger on it, mainly just for the power functions, is I want the power functions for the holiday train. You guys, if you've been following us for at least a couple months, back in December I built the holiday train for Clark Mann, and we had a good time with it, but I really wanted to power that thing up. So I looked up the power functions thinking they'd be really cheap, and it turns out that the power functions on Lego's website are, I think, between $50 and $60 if you buy for it, if you pay for it. Or if you steal it, it's free. I don't know why I said if you pay for it. Well, it's like $55 to $60. So this train at $140, I'm getting the power functions, which are typically $60, and we'll just call it $60. And the rest of the train at that point is $80. So I'm not a huge fan of the cargo train to begin with. That's the only thing. Like, I don't love the way it looks. But what I was thinking about doing with this is, and this is almost like an I build with bricks situation here, where he buys a set and he does a lot of other things with it. What I would like to do with it is I want to take the train cars and basically take those apart, just using the part that goes on the rails. And I want to build additional cars for the holiday train and power up the holiday train and use the extra track for the holiday train. So all of this is essentially just going to the holiday train, where I could take this from a little circular track to probably like an 8-foot track if you add it all up, and power the holiday train at the same time. So is that worth $140 to do that? Or should I just spend the $60 and just get the power functions by themselves and keep the other $80? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. It says, I'm getting some comments, just wait for clearance. I don't know if it's going to go any lower. That's the thing. It's on rollback on Walmart's website. You guys could look it up. Let me see if I can find the set number. If you don't know what this thing looks like, it's Lego City Cargo Train set number 60052. It's a blue cargo train. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Does it come with minifingers? Yeah, it comes with minifingers. It comes with actually a lot of stuff. It has let me see here. I'll tell you all the stuff that it has just by looking at the image. It's got an octane truck. It's got a forklift. It even has like a cow or a bull that goes in one of the cargo spots on one of the train cars. It's got this setup where it has like a winch and stuff with a hook. So there's a lot of stuff to do with it. It looks like minifinger wise it comes with, I can see 4 from the image that I'm looking at here. Oh, so Addison Verson says, I can see power functions set on Bricklink for less than 30. Does that come with all 4 of the elements that I need? Because there's 4 different elements that are required for it. If that's the case, I'll just pay the $30 for it. Ooh, it's a really split chat here. I got the cargo train for the price of $160. It's worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah, Clark will like it. No, Clark's in bed. This is the late night radio show. He's definitely in bed at this point. But I'm feeling like I need to make a decision on this one way or another. I don't know what to do. I really don't want to spend the $140 on it, but I want those power functions. If I can get them for $30 on Bricklink, which I didn't look at Bricklink at this point. But to power the holiday train, you need, I think there's four pieces that you need. Let me see if I can find it here. I put it in my wish list on my Lego shopping cart. I don't know if I can even find it at this point on here. Let's see. You need the Power Functions IR Speed Remote Control, which is $12.99. You need the Power Functions Train Motor, which is $13.99. You need the Power Functions IR Receiver, which is back ordered until March 15th, and that's $14.99. And you need the Power Functions AAA Battery Box, which is $12.99, and that's back ordered until April 7th. So a lot of these things are back ordered on Lego's website. I'm thinking maybe, at this point in my mind, I'm thinking I may just wait. I may just wait and get the Power Functions. Because that's really what I want. I could probably buy a little more track for the train. I could buy a train car or two if I want to. That would save me a lot of money on it. And I could maybe devote that money to something else. I'm not really interested in Infinity War sets. I don't intend to buy any of them at this point. I don't intend to see the movie either. No IR stuff. Yeah, so with this, I think you're pretty much stuck buying it from Lego. I looked on Amazon at these prices, and I did it once before as well. Like around Christmas time, that's when I was looking at it, and I thought maybe the prices were inflated because of that. But all these power functions that are on Amazon, they're all like twice the price of what they should be. I'm not excited about the UCF or USC Hulkbuster or UCS Hulkbuster. I'm not excited about it. No. I don't intend to buy it. And again, I don't intend to buy anything from Infinity War. I should ban the words Infinity War. I think I've probably done enough banning at this point to take care of that. But I think I haven't really got a solid opinion from you guys on the train, but I think what I'm going to do is probably just hold off on it. I may come to regret this someday, and that's the biggest thing with Lego. If you pass on a set and you don't get it when you should. Like I wanted the Hulkbuster set from, I think it was 2015, and I was waiting and waiting for like clearance on it, and I could have had it for like $23 to $25 any day of the week, and I didn't get it, and now it's like $40 for that set, and I just really wanted the Hulkbuster from that. But then I looked at Jangbricks' review on the new Hulkbuster, just the smaller one, not the I keep wanting to say USC, but that's the football team, the UCS one. I should know because I made a UCS logo today. I looked at the review on it, and as I watched it, it made me not want that set. Yeah, I think I'm just going to spend the $60 on the power functions, and it gives me time too. I have until basically Christmas because I want to power the holiday train, which the holiday train's not even built right now. So I have until Christmas to do it. I got a solid 10 months. Should be easy to save up $60 in 10 months. I'll buy that. I'll make a couple extra train cars. I'm sure I can find the wheels or whatever that I need for that. And we'll put a couple extra things on the back of that. I think that's the route we'll take. I'll just skip the cargo train for now. The other thing that I'm thinking about buying, while we're on the topic of buying things, and this is almost like what Greg's thinking about buying podcast or radio show. The other things that I want from the Lego store right now, I want to get the Valentine's bee. It's a brickhead. I know it's a little late for it, but it was one that I was looking at and I really loved. I love the way it looks. It comes with a couple extra accessories like some flowers and things. And I know I don't have the most extensive brickhead collection, but that's one that I kind of like. And it's $9.99 in there. I tried looking on Amazon for that, and it's selling for I think like $16 on Amazon. And they also have the Easter Bunny as well, which would be a great Easter build for us, and that's $9.99. The issue with Lego Shop is that you need to get to $35 to get free shipping. So I'm like, what could that other thing be? And I was looking at different sets, and of course Amazon's cheaper on pretty much every set they have on there. So the one that I was thinking about getting, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's called What Am I? It's like a matching game. that has minifingers with it. And I thought, that'd be kind of fun for Clarkman because we get a ton of minifingers and I could use the pieces for some other things. He's probably too young to actually play the game, but this is I believe it's typically $30 and it's on sale for $23.99. So for $43.97, I could get my 2 brickheads that I want. One Valentine's Day one, which I'm definitely going to be building after the fact, and the Easter Bunny for $20, and then that would be $23. So that's what I was thinking about buying on Lego Store. I would like to just buy the 2 sets for $20, but they kind of force you into getting the free shipping. Addison Versus says I ordered on January 10th for Valentine's Day. It arrived on February 23rd. Hey, better late than never, I suppose. And it's just, they just called the Valentine's Day bee. It could be anything. You could consider it just a bee for spring at this point. Spring's coming soon, so you consider it that. It does have a heart with it, and it has like these pink cheeks, which I guess that makes it Valentine's Day. Oh, and also built What Am I on the last stream. What is your opinion on What Am I? Is it worth $23.99 for the minifingers from it? Again, they probably won't stay inside the thing that it comes with. It'll probably just end up getting taken out and mixed in with the crowd. But again, I think Clarkman's a little too young to play it. He wouldn't understand the concept of doing the matching where you try to get both the minifigures to match up. So we would just kind of be playing around with it for fun and just playing with the guys from it. Well, thank you for the compliment, Vince. I appreciate that. Just got notified for the stream. Come on, YouTube. It can be for any time, says Alf. I see what you did there. And if you're watching this after the fact and you can't see the chat, he spelled it B-E-E. Very witty. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about buying these days. Of course, there's a bunch of sets from 2018. I'm going to make a video about all the sets that I want from this year so far. But those are the things that are in my immediate radar. I think I've kind of talked myself out of the cargo train just for the fact that I'm not in love with the train. Because the train part of it's $80 when you take out the power functions. And if you don't love something for $80, you probably shouldn't spend $80 on it. Now, I did have an opportunity to get the high-speed passenger train, which I like even less, for $80 total, which would have been an incredible steal, but that turned out to be kind of fraudulent. I got my money back on it, but that was unfortunate. I would have really loved to get the power functions, the $60 power functions value out of that, plus $20 for all the extra train with it. I don't know why YouTube's not notifying you guys. It's a shame. They've got one job to do, actually a lot of jobs to do. They have to host my chat, they have to notify you, they have to keep it live, they have to store it. So they have a lot to do, but notifying you, I consider to be one of their most important jobs. Speaking of that, if you don't have notifications turned on, especially for this channel, it's probably the most important thing you can do. Notifications are going to be very important. If you're watching this after the fact, that may be the reason you're watching this after the fact, because YouTube didn't notify you. Make sure you click the bell. And I usually don't tell people to do that because I get sick of people saying that in their videos. It's right up there with asking for likes and subscribes and comments. Not a big fan. Lego sent me an email saying that they give me a free mini Volkswagen Beetle with my first purchase online. Want the code for free. I won't use it. That'd be really awesome. Yeah. If you can, I guess private message me that if you know how to do that. I've never heard of them doing that before. Legos, they do sometimes give you things for free, but I didn't know they would do that. They sent me an email saying they gave me a free mini Volkswagen Beetle with my first purchase. You know how that's a good value too. I've seen those on eBay and they go for, I want to say like $20. Let me look it up here. And I apologize if you guys are watching this after the fact because you can probably hear me clicking around and stuff, and I'm trying to go for a little bit of a better audio quality. Let's look up Lego Mini VW Beetle and see what it's going for these days. Yeah, I mean, here's an open one. This one's fully built. This is $17.59. Buy it now with $3.50 shipping. That's kind of crazy. This one is sealed and it's $30. So I don't know if I feel right with you giving that to me. I feel like that's a really good value and you should keep it. You should build it. I love the clicking noise. That's when you know you got a professional radio show, when you can hear someone clicking in the background. Yeah, it seems strange they would send that to you, though. So I'm trying to think of what else I want to talk about tonight. When you live stream several hours a day, you sometimes run out of things. So that's why I was going to just see what you guys want to talk about. We got into a lot of stuff last night. And last night I kind of made the decision that these radio shows are now going to be permanently up on the channel. Because we got into some really important things last night. We talked about college and just a lot. And I was like, you know what? There was maybe 40 people in there, just like tonight. And I was thinking it might be worth having this up because there could be one person out there that listens to this and it could change their life potentially. I know that's thinking big, but you never know. So why not leave it there? It doesn't hurt anything. I don't really have to make this a live only radio show. And I even made the first episode public as well. And I even got some people saying that they appreciated me leaving it up and there was some valuable information. So that's the important thing. Maybe someday, like maybe a year from now, 5 years from now, someone will say, I listened to your podcast where you talked about college and whether you should do it and what you should not do. And you know what? I made this decision because I listened to that. That would make my life. What'd you miss? You didn't miss much. Just me debating whether to spend a lot of money on a Lego set and deciding not to. And we've also talked about potentially buying some things from the Lego store. Oh, another thing from the Lego store that I'm interested in, while we're on that topic, back on that topic, I see Brickstar had this chess set that he bought from there. I think it's like $50, which is a little expensive, but I think it's pretty cool. I barely know how to play chess. My wife is trying to teach me. Like she wrote down all of the pieces and the moves they can make. So as we sit and play against each other, she does a move and then I look at my sheet and then I look at the board and I try to figure out what I can do. It's not a good situation for me. I'm not really playing ahead. I'm kind of just playing for the moment, and I've gotten beat up pretty bad on it. But I think, to me, chess, while we're on who knows what we're talking about tonight. This is a Lego channel, but we could be talking about chess. Chess to me, like I love football and the plays and everything, and chess to me kind of reminds me of football in the way that each position kind of has moves that they can and can't do, and there's rules related to that, and the strategy kind of carries over as well. So I kind of related to that. Like I used to like playing Madden quite a bit, and it kind of reminds me of that, only it's a lot slower paced. So I'm working on my patience with it, because with Madden, you select a play, you play it, you select another one, you just keep going. Whereas this, it's like you do something and then you wait for the other person, and we don't play with like the clock that you're smashing the clock back and forth. You kind of just take your time. So I'm learning that, trying to work on the patience. But that chess set, yeah, it's Brickman91 says, I've been looking at that chess set. It looks like it's a fun thing to build, and then you can also play with it afterwards. Speaking of Brickman91, while you're here, I went to the post office today, and I got your package, and I have to say your sticker is still in mint condition. If you want me to, I can set it out in the rain for a few days, if it does rain, and we can give it the weather test to see if it works. Does Clark ever give you trouble going to bed? Because my sister's 1.5 and she never wants to go to bed. She is still up now. Well, yeah, this is my strategy though, and maybe this will work for you. Clarkman sometimes doesn't want to go to bed, which I think every kid's like that. What I typically do with him is we just read a couple stories, like we read a book, and that kind of winds him down a little bit. And then he pretty much accepts that he's going to bed. His thing these days is he takes all of his trains with him to bed. So he used to have kind of like stuffed animals in a blanket. Now he grabs every single Thomas train that he has, all the Trackmaster trains and all of the cars, and they all go into his bed with him. He doesn't actually do anything with him when he's in there. He just simply puts him in his bed and then he lays in there and falls asleep. So as long as you wind him down and you give him something to go to bed with, I think that's a good strategy. So maybe try that one for your sister. But assuming you're in the same time zone as me, it's 10:45 p.m. right now, and if your sister's still up, that's not good. Oh, also, as Easy Boys says, no Octane after 5 p.m. You guys saw how wound up Clarkman was tonight. I'm finding that my streams are almost impossible having him here. And I know that lets a lot of people down, but the whole purpose of these streams is to have conversation with people, and it's just so distracting when he's running around and yelling and stuff. Maybe I'll get better at it as time goes by. Maybe I'll become a better multitasker. But when I'm trying to build a set, talk to the chat, make sure I don't miss a step, and also make sure I'm paying attention to what Clark's doing in terms of him destroying everything in my studio and with him yelling. I'm just not very good at that. So I think the strategy now is going to be, I'm going to do like some building with Ninjago City or whatever. When I get like 90% done, bring him down, let him do his antics or whatever, play with the set, build the minifinger, and then we'll wrap it up from there. And I think it's going to be the perfect situation for us. Do I ever have too many things to buy? I always have too many things that I want, but I'm usually I try to be sensible when it comes to buying stuff. This radio show is relaxing. I might fall asleep. Perfect. That's what this is for. Our usual antics and craziness is for one time, and this late night radio show is just for that. So you can stare off into my photoshopped picture that I made. Pretend that you're standing on that hill beside one of those trees, glancing up at the beautiful stars, and just drift off to sleep. I think the streams are more for you, and the regular videos are for Clark. Yeah, I think that too. Yeah. Our regular videos, it's like, that's our playtime. That's what we're doing together. We're sharing our journey. The streams are more for, I'm building a set. The set that I'm building is more of just an excuse to be doing something while I talk to the people that enjoy watching our channel. That's really what it is. But I feel like I need something to build, because tonight I got to a point in my stream where I really didn't have anything to build, and I felt like guilty that I wasn't building something for the viewers. I'm just like talking. Whereas the radio show is the exact opposite. I'm not building anything during this, so. Oh, thank you for the compliment on the graphic. I just made that. I certainly don't own the image. I just found it on Google Images. I think I did a search for night sky with trees or night sky, and I just went down through and I knew what I was looking for. I actually wanted something a little bit different. I wanted like a hill, like a rolling hill with like maybe like the sun just barely going down in the background, like just like twilight basically. But imagine if you were to search for twilight in Google Images. You're probably not going to get this. You're going to get a lot of vampire pictures. So I'm happy with it. Again, I might change it. Another thing that I was thinking about doing, you guys will have to let me know what you think of this. I was thinking about doing a fireplace. In OBS, I could do like any kind of video or image or anything in the background. I was thinking about having this fireplace loop where it just has like a burning fireplace. So it's almost like a fireside chat. But I didn't really want like fire in the background to represent my channel. So I went with this very nice night sky. Are these going to be nightly? I don't know. I'm feeling it right now. I'm enjoying it. Will it be nightly? I don't know. And another cool thing about the fireplace would be that I can have like the little crackling sounds in the background too, which would be really cool. Maybe we'll try that for one. I might do a different thing every night. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a thing where we're flying in the sky. Maybe we'll do a thing where we're underwater. I don't know. We can do all kinds of crazy things. The nice thing about having your very own, very, very low budget online late night radio show is that you can change it any time. Night scene with shooting stars. Oh, that's a great idea. See, this is when all the genius ideas come out this late at night. Why is the brickitectLIVE logo all in red? I wanted to symbolize something that, you know, when you see the on-air light or when you see a record button, it's usually in red. So that's why it's red, because it's to symbolize that we're live. When you're watching this channel, we're recording live. The only video I've ever uploaded this was my intro video that was pre-recorded, which I should have just done that one live. There wouldn't have been anybody watching it because at the time no one knew that this channel existed, but I don't ever intend to do a regular like preloaded video on this channel ever. So everything's going to be live. Red does draw attention too. Maybe I should do a stream or do a background where it's just like riding a roller coaster the entire time. Then you guys could really get nauseous as I talk to you. My idea is hide at night because I am asleep. Okay. Does your wife mind me doing the late night radio? Well, as long as she falls asleep. She sometimes has trouble falling asleep, and she says it helps if I'm there with her. So what I do before I start this, like when I put Clarkman down, I went in just to check. She's sound asleep, so this is the perfect time. I'm still awake. It's the perfect time to do something like this. I did get yelled at in stream number 1. If you guys go back to like the 40-minute mark, right before we ended the first stream, she came down, she was awake, and I got yelled at, so I had to wrap the stream up. But yeah, if you do want to go back to the very first late night radio show, that one is live, and you can go back to the end of it and hear me get yelled at. I don't know if you can fully hear it in the background, but it's there. So Jinblade says, "I love the story how you met Mrs. Brickitect." Yeah, we've got an interesting story. I didn't hear any yelling. No, she just came down and asked me what I'm still doing, and I'm like, she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, nonchalant, like, "I'm making a late night radio show. I mean, what else would I be doing right now?" So she wanted me to come to bed, and pretty much everyone in the chat was like, "You need to go to bed," and everything was cool after that. This kind of is a topic that comes up in every one of my streams where I talk about my need to find balance. So I try to do these things when it doesn't interfere with family time. So if you guys notice, like, of course I spend my days with Clark Man, and then when my wife gets home, we eat dinner, we spend some time together, and then after a while I come down, I do my stream, which usually lasts about an hour or so, and I go back up, we hang out a bit more, Clark Man gets a bath, and then I put him to bed, and that's when I come down, if everything's cool, that's when I come down and do the late night radio show. If I have any reputation on YouTube, I'd like to be known as the hardest working guy in the LEGO community. I don't know anyone else that does a daily vlog, does a regular stream on an entirely separate channel, and does a late night radio show, but I want to be that guy. How do you deal with dog hair on your Legos? Well, yeah, Roxy sheds a lot. If you guys have a lab, you know what it's like. I vacuum quite often. That's the best suggestion I have. It doesn't help when you bring her up to the table like I did tonight. I had dog hair on my stuff tonight. When's our first Brick 6 podcast and brickitectLIVE? I don't think there's going to be one. I might do a stream that's like Brickitect and Friends. I don't think I'm going to do a Brick 6. I feel like it's too many people. I might bring on like maybe 2 or 3 people, but I don't think I'll ever do that quite that many. Yeah, if you have 3 dogs, you're pretty much what you need to do is get one of the Roombas that's going to constantly take care of your house. I find that having non-carpeted floors definitely helps as well. But I find that I pretty much need to vacuum at least every other day. If you go any longer than that, especially because we have really light floors, which they say you should try to match your floors to your dog, the dark hair really shows up on it. Yeah, I agree, Lego Freak. Like, I think if I were to, I would like to bring other people on, not necessarily for the late night radio show, but I'd like to do sort of like a Brickitect and Friends hangout type thing where we could talk smack and hang out and just talk about random stuff together. So that would kind of replace the regular stream that we do. Does Mrs. Brickitect build Lego? Yeah, we do it sometimes. It doesn't happen as much as what I would like because I save most of my stuff for videos. Because to me, it's like if I were to build a set off camera, it's like, well, that could have been something that we could have used for entertainment on here. And when you're trying to do videos every day, you try to save as many ideas and as many things as you can for the videos because eventually I'm going to run out. And that's my biggest fear, is running out of ideas and or Lego sets, which the Lego sets I'm definitely going to run out of. The ideas, I'm not so sure about that, but we'll see. But she likes to build. She doesn't necessarily want to do it on a stream or do it on video, which I totally understand. Because I don't know if there's any women watching here tonight, but as a woman on YouTube, you get criticized quite a bit more than a guy does. But with her, I mean, she only gets compliments, which I always share those with her. But you know, it's just being self-conscious and things like that. But if you ever go to a YouTube channel where it's a woman hosting it or it's a woman in the video, look down at the comments and you'll see some pretty disgusting stuff. And that's, I think, what people are trying to avoid. Yeah, Jinblade, you can manage 6 people on your stream, but what happens in your streams is that it gets people talking over each other, and it's too much. I think the most people that you should probably have in a stream is at most 4, probably. I think probably 3 is ideal. 4 is probably about as much as you want to get. Because if you notice during your streams, there's a lot of times 2 people will be talking at the same time, and that's something that you definitely want to avoid. And it looks like Lego Freak agrees. So that's something to consider. Maybe what you should do in your podcasts is split it up where you have certain people on in one episode and then have other people on another episode. I have a radio voice. Thank you. Maybe it's my calling that I missed out on. The rude few are always the loudest. Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, so Addison Versus put together a wanted list on Bricklink for the train power functions. Easy Buy puts it together, single seller for $73, then you'd have to add shipping. So yeah, Lego, buying it from the Lego site seems to be the most logical thing to do. I wonder if I could buy those when I go to Philly Brickfest, because that'll be my first time in the Lego store. A lot of this stuff is backlogged, or not backlogged, but out of stock right now. So back ordered is what I'm trying to think of. I got backlog on the mind. So maybe I could try to do that in Philly. As long as I have the stuff by Christmas, I'm good. So Melvin says, I've been told I have a radio voice. I'm just too shy to start making my video like I want. Well, are you thinking about doing something like this where it's audio only, or are you thinking about doing an actual video? Because you could do a video where you just show what you're working on. You don't have to show your face, which will maybe make you a little more comfortable. And if you aren't doing it live, one very nice thing about that is you can do as many takes as you want to do. If you're just getting started, talk about what you want to talk about. If you have to say your intro or whatever you want to say, 40 times, you got lots of recording capacity. And then when you do finally get it figured out, splice all those things together into what is a decent video, and no one will ever know that you ever messed up. You'll sound like a perfect professional. Now, doing it live, you don't have that opportunity. You're going to have the ums and the uhs and the mess ups, but maybe that's not the best place to start. Very important question, chocolate or vanilla? I'm going to have to go chocolate. Have you watched Alex, is it Nunez? I haven't. But yeah, I could, what kind of content does Alex make? Is it Lego stuff, or? We're doing it live! Is that, have you guys ever seen the Bill O'Reilly thing? Is that what that's from? Where he just had this meltdown. That was crazy. He's kind of a monster. There was a couple expletives in there, but he's like, "We're doing it live." Are you going to do this every day? Well, for now I am. We'll see. I'm feeling good. Wide awake at 11 o'clock, and I look forward to this, actually. More than anything, this is like therapy for me, just to talk about all the things that I want to talk about and get out of my mind. As Mrs. Brickitect, I might talk about Lego quite a bit, and I'm sure that probably becomes overbearing after a while. So now I can talk about Lego with people that like to talk about that kind of stuff. It's always nice when you can find like-minded people that share common interests. The smooth, mellow sounds of Greg on brickitectLIVE late night radio show. I like that. That might be my new tagline. Yeah, if you get tired and you don't want to stay up for this, I know some people are saying they don't want to miss this. You could always go back and watch it. I promise that I'll keep this up. I'm just going to keep these live. They're not going to be live. I'm going to keep them archived. So if you ever want to come back, just kind of remember where you left off at. So if you're leaving right now, you're a little over 30 minutes in. If you want to come back tomorrow or 6 months from now and re-listen to this, you can do that. I don't think you're going to miss anything groundbreaking. I don't think I'm going to come up with like the cure for cancer here. I don't think I'm going to solve world hunger, but it's going to be a good conversation. You guys are pretty awesome here. Oh, Jangbricks is here. Welcome. I really enjoyed watching your haul videos today. That store, I can't remember the name of the store that you went to. They had some amazing deals. Wow. And you left with one set. That's probably a good thing because there was a lot of stuff there that I was eyeballing. Learning Express. I don't have a Learning Express store around me. I have never even heard of that until I watched your video. But man, I love it when people actually go to the stores and like, especially when you're deal hunting, like that was fun. I like seeing like places that you can't go or I have never been to, and you're showing the wall and all these sale prices, and I'm like, oh man, that's such a good price. So that was fun. I wish more people did like vlog style like that. And the cool thing is like you're very good on camera, and you don't even have to show yourself to have an engaging video. So I think that's a real skill. But what is Learning Express? Is it for kids' toys? Is that what it is? Or is it like, is it mainly books? It kind of sounds like a bookstore maybe. We built a Lego, Easy Voice says, I built a Lego mousetrap on our channel recently. It was fun. Oh, that sounds cool. Every stream, you at least say Lego Freak one time. There, I got Lego Freak in. Well, the reason being is that Lego Freak is my biggest supporter. Lego Freak has been, I think, to every live stream that I've done. Maybe he's not been there every minute because I think he does have a life outside of watching streams. Maybe he was eating dinner, but he's been to pretty much every one. He's really helped with moderating. Got rid of a lot of people that deserve to not be in the chat, and I really appreciate it. So I'm looking forward to meeting Lego Freak here in April. It's going to be pretty cool. Do I like Stranger Things? Yeah, don't spoil it for me because we watched the first season and we watched the first episode of season 2, and then like we just stopped watching it, fell off. One thing that I'm going to be watching tomorrow night, I don't know if there's anybody out there that watches this still, but Cody and I like watching the show Survivor, and Survivor's coming back tomorrow night, I think at 9 o'clock. We usually DVR it, so we watch it the following day. And it's just a show that we enjoy watching together. I like the strategery of it all, and I like the alliances and stuff. I know it's like the same show over and over again, but I really enjoy the maneuvers and things that people do, and it's really fun to see how a show like Survivor, you don't necessarily have to be the strongest person or the smartest person. You just have to be the best, I guess, manipulator. It seems to be what wins. But the problem is if you are too much of a manipulator on that show, people see through that, and then you end up getting voted off anyway. So you have to really balance everything with being like everyone's friend, but also being like a stealthy like killer on it. It's really fun to watch. I can't believe Survivor still exists. Yeah, I think it's in like its 30-some episode. Fun show, though. Did I see the Carnage picture on the toy boxes of Venom for the Toy Fair? No, I didn't see that, but that makes me happy to know that Carnage is there. It would be a great show if it was truly them trying to survive. Yeah, if there wasn't a camera crew there and anytime they get any kind of injury, there's a medical team there. If it was actually people trying to survive on an island, it would be pretty cool. And now we have silence. I'm pretty much out of things to talk about at this point, guys. That's why I'm thinking maybe this show can't go on every night. This is, at some point you're just kind of like, yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything that I could possibly think of today. Because I've already streamed for an hour before this. Unless you guys have some cool topics to talk about. And if you're watching this in the future, I apologize for the breaks. How about the weather? Weather talk to me, boy, that's almost like the lowest form of communication. It's the weather is what you talk about when you have nothing in common with someone and you're just trying to find that one thing that you can both latch onto. Like, man, it's really hot outside, isn't it? Oh yeah, I hate how hot it is. And that's kind of where it ends. Am I going to stream daily in the summer? Probably not. Summertime, I intend to take full advantage of being outside and doing the stuff that we can't be doing right now. So we kind of talked about this a little bit last night. This channel is probably going to go down a little bit, whereas Greg's World is going to go up quite a bit. So the content's going to stay the same. It's just going to shift. It's going to shift gears to less Lego and more of actual activities. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. We intend to do a lot of traveling. This is the first year now that I'm self-unemployed, as I like to call it. It's my first year that we're actually going to have the opportunity to pretty much do whatever we want. My wife gets out of school in June, so we have a solid like middle of June to the end of August. We have that entire time to travel or whatever. And I was thinking I could still make Lego videos if we're on the road. I'll just take some sets with me, or if we're out and about, I'll buy some sets. Maybe I'll build Lego sets across the United States. We'll see what happens. But you can do Lego everywhere. Do I get more views per video on Brickitect or Greg's World? That's a funny question. I actually get more views per video on Brickitect, with roughly a third of the subscriber base. Yeah, I could pre-record videos. I think what I'll do, if we're going away for a week, what I'll probably do is do a series of videos ahead of time, and then I'll just have them released each day. So it's not going to be like that real-time interaction. Like sometimes I comment on comments and I feature comments when it fits into the storyline. But in that case, I'll probably just preload them. I'll do some tutorial videos. Maybe I'll build some sets. We'll just kind of have them out, and it'll be like Greg from the past projecting into the future. But I've made this commitment to make a video every single day on Brickitect, and that's what I intend to do. I'm not going to break that. I've even made a video when I was really sick and didn't want to do it. There was one day I just wasn't feeling well, but we still made a video, and it actually went really well. How did I get the idea for doing videos with Clark, man? Well, it just kind of happened naturally. I was always making these videos by myself, but then he got old enough that I wanted to share some of these things with him. And of course, he was definitely into it. So we just started doing it, and it's kind of evolved and changed since then. And I feel like we've really hit our stride with these videos, and I really like what they've turned into. I'm very happy with it. Will they change in the future? Probably. Like eventually, I think Clark will take more of he'll be more of a builder, I would think. I'm assuming that he'll still want to make Lego videos as he gets older. It's hard to say. But what the big thing that I think about Lego is this is something that we can share as a family. Like you guys know I admire Brickstar, and I remember watching his videos back when his son was a little bit younger, and I really admired how they spent time together and how his son was just as excited as he was to get these Lego sets that they were getting. And I picture me and Clark being that same way. Like I picture him getting home from school, and that's when we're going to be doing our video. Like we'll have a set, we'll be building it. It's going to be great. Like I'm really looking forward to the future. And this for me is going to be, it's going to be for me something that I never really had. My dad never really put time into the things that I enjoyed. So I'm going to be the complete opposite, and we're going to spend all this time together just really having fun. The sponsor tonight is brought to you by Family Time. Very important sponsor. Yeah, I need to make more Home Alone with Clarks. That was... I guess what happens is when you are home alone with Clark every day, it kind of loses that being special. Do you know what I mean? Like when I was doing my Home Alone with Clark videos, that was literally the day that I was home alone with Clark. And now it's like if I were to do a Home Alone with Clark, it'd be every day. So it'd be like Home Alone with Clark like 460 right now or whatever. Not quite that many. But they're some of my most precious things that I'm so happy that I have, because it really does capture this moment in time when Clark was, 6 months old, 8 months old, 2 years old, whatever it was. And now these videos are sort of that, although I'm not really capturing his capabilities and the things that he can do. But again, as summer comes around, we'll get to see more of that, and I'm really looking forward to it. But Home Alone Clark, I call those videos my time capsule. And someday, when he's my age, maybe we could watch those videos back and be like, wow, that was really something. And I hope we can look back on this life that we're creating now and be like, that was, we had it good. Because you never know, things happen, things change. So that's why I try to appreciate the times that we have now, because things may not always be like this. So you always have to remember, like, even if things aren't going perfectly right now, you always think that it could be worse. And when things are good, appreciate it. And when things are bad, just know that that's probably going to be temporary, and you'll eventually get back to where things are good. Was I a nerd in high school? I don't think I was a nerd. I probably seem like a nerd, though. Are you still trying to not eat meat? Yeah, we're trying to limit it as much as we can. I read a book about a year ago called How Not to Die. And the book basically summarized the fact that the top 15, I believe, causes of death in the United States are all mostly caused by the diets that we choose to eat. And so many things can be, I don't want to say cured, but prevented by eating a plant-based diet. So I've been trying to do that. We do sometimes eat, chicken or beef. It's hard to eliminate that entirely from your diet, but I think if you can limit it somewhat, it definitely helps. And if you guys ever get a chance to read that book, I did the audio version of it because I was commuting while I was listening to it. It's kind of crazy. It's amazing. Like a lot of the cancers, a lot of heart disease, things like that. A lot of it can be prevented just by the choices that you make. So if you are living a good life, or if you're very happy in your life, you should try to extend it as much as you can. So if you can do little simple things like that, you might miss out on some delicious stuff, but maybe you can tag on a couple extra years of your life. One thing that I'm kind of experimenting with now is called intermittent fasting, where you try to limit your meals to certain times of the day. And from what I understand, that can promote, cancer preventing. I'm blowing this, but it can help prevent cancer because your body kind of repairs itself during that time. I just went on a no sugar, no carb diet. It was awful. I bet you lost some weight, though, potentially. Let's be honest, cancer is caused by everything. Yeah, pretty much. Probably getting cancer just from watching this on whatever screen you're watching it on. Fast food is our issue. Yeah. Fast food, I mean, that convenience, well, there's two things. The fast food is not only convenient, but it's also inexpensive. Fast food's actually probably the cheapest way that you can eat in some cases. And that same thing can be said for, prepared food in the frozen section. Like if you went to the grocery store with a limited amount of money and you're trying to get the tastiest stuff you can get, going and buying already prepared meals is probably the way to do that. So sometimes it just takes a little bit of extra time to prepare, and sometimes you can make things a couple days in advance as well. Craig's Late Night Nutrition Show. This honestly turns into whatever you guys want it to be. Just like it says in the chat tips, my goal is to make these streams entertaining, and the conversation we create together is the most important factor. I'm open to discussing a wide range of topics. Just throw them out there and we'll take it there. And that's exactly what we do here. Do I like Prince music? No. Yeah, I'm actually I'm just starting to learn to prepare meals and things like that. Something that I never did prior to being out of work. Being out of work sounds like a negative thing. I like to call it self-unemployed. But I take care of most of the meals. I don't make anything overly impressive, but We haven't starved to death yet, so we're doing okay. How do I stick to one thing? Can you be more specific? What one thing am I sticking to? Oh, I can't stick to one thing for more than a few days. Well, that's hard for me too. Like I have like an addictive personality, so if I get into something, I go all in on it, and then just as easily I can be completely out of it. Like I've done it with TV shows, and luckily YouTube hasn't been that for me. I found my passion through YouTube. I spent a lot of part of my life, or my 20s at least, trying to figure out like what's that thing I'm passionate about. And I always felt like it was being self-employed. I was like, you know what? That's what I want to be. I want to be in charge of my own destiny. But I was like, what business could I ever do? I can't think of anything that I would really want to do on a full-time basis that I could be that interested in. And then I started making YouTube videos, and of course at the time it wasn't a job. It wasn't anything other than just a hobby. But as Greg's World started to become more successful, and especially from 2016 on, it became the point where it's like, wow, I could kind of replace my income with this for the most part. And if I dedicated more time to this, what could I turn it into? And that's what I'm finding out right now. So now and the crazy thing about this whole YouTube thing is I can't think of anything else in the world that I would want to do more than exactly what I'm doing right now. Not one thing that I would want to do more. I absolutely love making videos. It's like my favorite thing is making videos. I love just recording videos. Even if I wasn't putting them on YouTube, I would be recording stuff all the time anyway. But I love making videos, and I love uploading to YouTube for one simple reason, and it's not the money. It's because I love the feedback that I get. I've said it before, making YouTube videos is like the biggest boost to your self-esteem that you can ever have, because all you get is just, well, at least in my experience, I've gotten like all this positivity that's fed back to me. So if you can make videos, which is something you love to do, share it with people, and then they tell you how much they like it, and then you can make some money on top of that as well, and maybe replace the job that you did before that you weren't really loving anymore after you got promoted. Wow, what an amazing time we live in. I can not leave my house and run basically what is an online business, loving exactly what I do, spend time with my son, and at the current moment, thank the Lord that Greg's World is just booming right now. I'm actually making a lot more money than I was making at my job before, assuming things continue. But we're all subject to the Google algorithm gods, and tomorrow that could just be completely shut off. But for right now, we're doing quite all right, and I'm just very, very thankful for that. So there's my praise of YouTube and what I'm passionate about these days. Who's the dislike? Oh, we got a dislike. If you're in here right now, there's 31 people watching right now. Hit us with a thumb up. We got to counter this dislike. I can't see how many likes and dislikes there are. I don't see that from where I'm at here. Hit me with a like. Yeah, mouse wheel. You can hear it. I scrolled up just to see if I could see it. This microphone picks up everything. Dalek says, it's crazy that people actually enjoy me walking around my local mall looking for Lego deals or whatever it is. I love what I'm able to do, and the fact that people enjoy it is amazing. Yeah, it's really cool. And the thing is, it's actually fairly unique to be a Lego channel and do something more than just show your hands building, or not even building a Lego set, but reviewing a Lego set. That's the typical Lego video on YouTube. Show your hands, talk about a set, show things that people can already see clearly with their own eyes, and that's it. So when you do something that's different from that, like actually going out into the world and sharing your experience, that becomes something that's very valuable. So Reese says, next year I will attend Iowa State University to become an architect. Legos and a project in the 5th grade helped me discover my passion at a young age. I guess I'm lucky. Yeah, that's very cool. Being an architect would probably be like my dream job. That'd be so awesome. I used to think like the greatest dream job of all time would be being a Lego designer. But I've changed that to the greatest dream job of all time would be being a Lego YouTuber. Because being a Lego designer, you have all this pressure. You have to meet these I'm sure, like deadlines and things like that, and you have to create something that's really epic. And if you don't do that, you're probably not going to have a job very long. Whereas being a Lego YouTuber, there's really no pressure with that. If you want to make a video today, you can. If you don't, you don't. Make something great, you do. If it doesn't hit, it's not a huge deal. Thank you for the compliments. I appreciate that. This comment here is something that irks me to no end. When people say it's Lego, not Legos, who cares? If people want to say Legos, let them say it. It's not a huge deal. Lego is a company, fine, but people like it's used so frequently when people say I play with Legos, I enjoy Legos. I hate it when people have to come off and be like it's Lego, not Legos. Just let it go. It's not a big deal. Let people say Legos. It's just not an issue. If there's things to complain about, it's not that. But people seem to get really fired up about that. I've seen that in so many comments and things like that. Like not only on my channel, but every channel that does Lego stuff. At some point, you're going to slip and say Legos, and there's going to be a countless number of people that call you out on it. Seriously, find somewhere else to manage to micromanage president business. Do I prefer Mighty Micros, the Marvel $10 mini cars, or Micro Fighters, the Star Wars micro-scaled spaceships? I don't have either of them. I don't like that the Mighty Micros come with the mini fingers with the small feet, which I guess is the point. So I would have to go with the micro-scaled spaceships, which are the Micro Fighters. One thing I'm thinking about getting into here is I'd like to do some more Lego Technic. I haven't done nearly enough Technic, and I'd like to start doing that. Call these fireside chats like FDR back in the Depression. Somebody knows their history. Mighty Micros have hilarious faces, though. One thing that I liked on Brick Bros UK, they did a video where they turned the Mighty Micros characters into trick-or-treaters, and I thought that was really cool how they kind of dressed these people up as the characters, as though they were doing Halloween. But again, I don't have either of them. It would probably be fun. I think Clark would probably like the Mighty Micros just for the fact that it's a vehicle and a minifinger in there as well. So maybe I should invest in a couple of those. Being that they're only $10 a piece, I could probably get them even cheaper than that too. I looked through the Technic sets this year, and there's nothing really amazing. I did see that Mack truck, which is incredible. That's a really expensive one. And I really just want the front of it. I don't want to have to build the trailer part of it. But I like that yacht. The yacht's kind of cool. We have some Minecraft sets. I'm looking at them now. I think we only have 2 Minecraft sets. We have the crafting box and we have the snow hideout, which is where Sauerkraut came from. Yeah, Clark would like the Mighty Micros just to play around the cars, I think. Oh, the Technic Porsche looks epic, or Porsche for the Porsche enthusiasts. Yeah, I've heard it's very difficult to build. It's $300. Although I was on that AliExpress where you can get the Chinese knockoffs. So I like looking around on there, and you can get the Leppen version of it for I think like $80. But I saw in the you guys know Leppen is like a Lego knockoff. I saw in the comments or like the reviews, people were saying they were missing a couple pieces and things like that. So sometimes you get what you pay for. No, he didn't say sauerkraut. He said sauerkraut because I think he was trying to say Minecraft, which he now says Minecraft or Firecrap or something like that. Yeah, he was trying to say Minecraft, but it came out Sauerkrap, and now Sauerkrap is officially a character on our channel. Yeah, Leppen we've talked about Leppin before. I don't know if it was in the late night radio show or not. But my thoughts on Leppin are what they should do. They obviously have the capacity to create these blocks that they use. They should do something very similar to what Mega Bloks does and actually come up with their own ideas. Instead of stealing Lego's ideas and recreating the pieces and everything, why not just spend a little bit of extra money, make their own intellectual property, like make their own fire truck or police car or whatever, and sell it like Mega Bloks does. They would probably have success in doing that. But they probably have more success in ripping off Lego sets, I suppose. And as long as they don't get shut down, they'll probably just keep doing it, I suppose. Have I ever done any mocks like you see on YouTube, like safes, candy dispensers, and such? No, I really admire those people that do those, though. I've seen some really epic stuff that people have made. Oh yeah, if you want to get the Leppin version of Ninjago City, instead of it being $300, it's $168. So if you want to save $130, you could do that. We just hit the hour mark. We might be wrapping this up fairly soon. Does anyone else have any amazing topics to discuss? I think we've covered quite a bit here tonight. Oh, we've got people that want to continue the chat. I just need something to talk about. What set am I going to stream tomorrow? We're going to go back into Ninjago City. We're going to start on level 2, which will be bag 7. So I'll be streaming that. The regular video tomorrow is going to be the Year of the Dog set, as requested in the stream earlier today. Have you ever considered about looking into Halo Mega Bloks since you're in the gaming background? We do have one Halo set that I got from a yard sale haul, and I felt like the quality wasn't quite there. So I'm pretty much, I think I'm pretty much a Lego enthusiast at this point. I can't see myself collecting any other block sets. Bob Ross. Yeah, that was a reference to last night. We had a Bob Ross reference. Talk about my old Greg's World videos. What videos do you want to talk about? We have over 1,000 videos on there. Clark does have colors down. He's got shapes down. He likes cars. What are my thoughts on the Minifinger series? Are you talking about the new one that came out? I like them. I think they're really neat. I like the blocks. I think they're the kids that are going to the party as blocks. Because I think the whole thing is like a costume party type thing. I think there's a red brick and a blue one. I think they're kind of cool. And I'm debating whether to start collecting them. I don't know. I've always kind of not gotten into blind bags just for the fact that they're $4 a piece. And I've always justified it by saying, if I'm going to spend $4 on Lego, I'd much rather buy a poly bag that has 60 pieces in it and a minifigure rather than just one minifigure. That's kind of how I felt about it. But I think a lot of people would enjoy watching us opening them, and Clark obviously would like them. But me, it's just really like, I feel like they're really overpriced. Like really overpriced. But I guess that's what happens when something's collectible. But if they made, I wish Lego would make more poly bags. If they made 18 poly bags like they make 18 collectible minifigures, I'd buy all of them. Yeah, Dalek, I'll actually put it in the chat here for you. I'll put my email there, just so it's not out there forever. I'll probably get spammed like crazy. Do I have the Destiny's Bounty set? No, I'm thinking about getting that one though. That looks like a really nice set. That would make a great addition to Ninjago City. Clark's middle name is Emerson, like Ralph Waldo Emerson. Do I check out the YouTube channels of people that send me letters? Absolutely. I've subscribed to a ton of people that I've met through Mailtime, which is really cool because, again, it's tough to rely on YouTube to recommend stuff to you because it always seems like whenever I get on YouTube, it's the same videos they recommend all the time over and over and over again. You would think after a while, if you didn't click on that video, they'd recommend something else. So my way of finding new people is if I get a letter from somebody in Mailtime, I check out their channel. Like sometimes they say, "Will you check out my channel?" I always do, yeah, because at the very least I link their channel on my video when I make it. So yeah, I check people out, and I found some great people that way. In fact, some of them are here right now. Like the Brickman91 is here right now. I've subscribed to Brickman. He sent us something before, and in fact, he sent us something again, which will remain to be seen until Friday. I just know that I saw his video about the package and the sticker. Oh, Brickstar is here. Welcome, Brickstar. My favorite Lego YouTuber is here. I'm glad I didn't end. I do have a question for Brickstar. Did you see the video? We were talking about Mailtime. Did you see the video where Clarkman was thanking you for all of the packages that we got from all these other people? That one was a good one. Yeah, I was just actually about ready to wrap it up because I was running out of things to talk about. So if you have anything you want to talk about, bring it up. And I will say it's quite an honor to have your favorite Lego YouTuber that watches your videos and your streams. He was like, "Thanks, Brickstar." So you got a lot of thank yous and a lot of gratitude for all the packages that people have sent us. I don't know if it's because you have like a very distinct intro, but Clark will even be like, "Brickstar, Brickstar." It's just so funny. He likes his channel though isn't necessarily Brickstar. It's Trains Are Fun. He likes watching your train videos. Yeah, the channel is best because you're not acting on camera. The guy in the video is the same guy in real life, and that's the channels that I'm gravitated towards. I like watching Lego channels of people that I want to know about them, and I want to get to know them and their collecting journeys. You know, to steal, you know, what we always say. But I want to see you getting the set that you really wanted, and I want you to talk about why you love that set, and I want to see you build it. I want to see you talk about it. I don't want to just have like a very cookie cutter video. I want you to go beyond that. And they're the channels that I think are the best on YouTube. Yeah, his Clarkman saying every day. It changes all the time. The only time that I didn't like him saying every day is where the few days in a row where he would scream it into the camera. But now he says every day, which I don't know where that came from, but it's fun. Every day is something different. It seems constantly changing. Dalek says it exactly. Anyone can do a review. No one has your personality. Exactly. You'll find 100 videos on any given Lego set on YouTube, but only you can share yourself and what you had to share with the world. So I found I had way more success when I stopped just trying to make things like everyone else was making them. Like, oh, this is Lego Creator Set 312 review. I stopped doing that and started doing something that I feel like is something that I enjoy more, and I think other people maybe as well. Potato Review says, I have comments in your vids. I get happy when you reply. I try to reply to as many people as I can. I try to reply to any comment that is relevant and is something more than just like hi or first. If it says something that I can reply to, I try to reply, and I do that as much as I can, because I've gotten so many letters where people are like, it made my day when you replied, and I appreciate it too when I watch a video and someone replies back. One thing I should probably do more of is like when you heart it or favorite it. I don't really do that very often unless it's someone that like it's relevant to the video. That way it kind of shows up at the top. But I should probably do more of that because I think that means a lot to people as well. Brickstar says that Maniac for Bricks question put some life into me. I had fun talking about his question. Yeah, sometimes it takes, you have to bounce things off of people to really get there. And I think you had a video a while ago about kind of getting enthused for making videos and things like that. And I think people like that. People want kind of like upbeat and fun. They want awesome, right? But again, I like it when you share your honest opinion too. I know that sometimes gets people upset, but if you're not happy with something like those Walmart anniversary sets and you want to say that they are terrible, you shouldn't be like, hey man, these are so awesome. I'm so happy I got these. I love paying $20 for 40 pieces. Put it out there and tell it how it is. Yeah, so here's a quote from Casey Neistat. If you're doing it like everyone else, you're doing it wrong. I think another, I don't want to say quote, but a suggestion from him is if you want to be noticed, either do something better than everyone else or do something different from everyone else. And I think it's far easier to do something different than anyone else than it is to do better. Like, I'm never going to make a review as good as Jangbricks, but I certainly can be way different from Jangbricks, and it seems to have worked so far. Greg's reviews are fast, efficient, and swiftly ended by Clark's sneaky fingers. Yeah, I don't consider my channel a review channel. We're just sharing our LEGO experience. If you're coming to my channel for information, like you want me to tell you about every little detail of a set, it's not going to happen here. You can watch Jangbricks or whoever for that. Mine is like, this is a set we got. We're going to have fun building it. This is what it looks like. Clark's playing with it. It's already broken. We'll see you tomorrow. That's pretty much how we roll here. The Batman Boogie. Oh yeah, that's rising up the charts on iTunes. Clark has like 4 songs out. I need to make a playlist of all of Clark's songs. He comes up with some crazy stuff. I need to make a jingle for our channel. Maybe the Brickitect Boogie. Yeah, I don't do reviews. I do science tests to see how long until Clarkzilla destroys my sets. Oh, that's another point. If you want to learn about set numbers, our channel is probably the worst on YouTube for that because the only sets you've seen so far are 40 and 601. Where's the Spotify link for Batman Boogie? Well, I've only released it on cassette so far. We're doing mail order, so we'll send that out to you in the mail on a cassette. And I don't know why Clark says those sets. It's just something that he started doing. Like, I don't know why he says 40. I think he's just trying to mimic like what I was doing. But the 601, I don't know. I guess Lego City, a lot of them are 601. So maybe he heard me say that once or twice and it just became a thing for him. One thing I need to start doing is start recording earlier on my videos because you wouldn't believe the number of times that Clark does the entire intro to our video before I even start recording it. As soon as he gets in his chair, he's like, welcome back, and he does his thing, and it's just so funny. But I think we have it down these days. So Brick says, I love watching what Jangbricks is working on. I think his Lego City is really impressive. Like, it's amazing. His reviews, and I've said this before, I think his reviews are really good for informational purposes if you're trying to decide whether you want to buy a set or not. But I just find his voice, just his very monotone voice, I just can't sit and watch that for 18 minutes while he's talking about a set. Like, I think even today he did a haul video where it was a Bricklink haul, and the video was over 20 minutes long. And I don't think I've ever seen a haul in my life that's lasted 20 minutes. I just don't even know how that's possible. So it's just not my style. If you want to talk about the reviews that I like, you guys should go check out WZ Studios. He does these things called goofy reviews, which is very much like, it's sort of like if we were to do a review channel, that's what it would be like. Yeah, always be recording. That's a good advice. You don't know how many times I've missed things because I've turned the camera off. Yeah, Jang is definitely thorough. Again, he is the best at what he does. If you're looking for information on something, he'll tell you everything that you need to know about every little element of every piece in that set. If you watch this entire video, you're going to know every color of everything. You're not going to be missing a scrap of information. He's a very knowledgeable guy, and you can tell that even outside of Lego. Like just when he's talking about different elements on vehicles and stuff, you can tell he knows his stuff. But it's just not my style. I could tell just from, kind of looking at a box what a set's going to look like. I can look at a couple pictures. I don't need you to tell me that, this is trans clear blue and this piece does this and this little this, and it's just too much for me. I want to see your Lego experience. I want to know more about Jang. I know I've seen his hands. I think he's done face reveals or whatever, but I want to know, like, what's a day in the life of Jangbricks? And speaking of that, while we have Bricksar here, one of my favorite videos that you've done, Bricksar, and this was a long time ago, you did a video where it was like a day in your life. And I thought that was very interesting. It was just a normal day. Like I think you had Lego Ideas Birds, which is a set I'll be covering here soon. But I think you had that in the video, and you went to work, did your normal thing. You kind of showed what it's like to be a dad, a hardworking person, and also trying to manage family life and doing it all in one day. And I'd love if you did another update video on that. That was really fantastic. But yeah, I think Jang, like, if I bet Jang is like the type of person that in his house, there's probably not one item that's out of place. Like, I bet it's just so pristine. He just seems like that type of guy. He has a day job? That's shocking. We're talking about Jangbricks. I would think that he's probably doing well enough on YouTube that he wouldn't have to do that, but I bet, like, I wonder what his job is. I bet he's like a rocket scientist or something like that. He seems like just a really intelligent guy. And this will be another strike against me for people thinking that I hate Jangbricks. It seems like I always get these people that think that I hate him, and I do nothing but praise him for what he does. I just say that it's not my style, and I think that's fair to do that. I think it's fair to share your opinion. But yeah, so Bricksar says, I need to update that video. I left out a lot of what my wife does. Yeah. Oh, he used to work for PayPal. Yeah, I can imagine. But he great reviews. Like if you need to look up a review on a set, and I've done it. In fact, I've watched one of his videos this week on the Hulkbuster, and just in his review, I pretty much decided that I don't want to buy that set because of some of the things that he pointed out. So I do watch him. I'm definitely subscribed to him. I typically don't sit through an entire video of his. I will say that in terms of Jang, I think he's probably made the greatest Lego creation that I've ever seen in my life, which is the shopping mall that he made. That is the most impressive thing I've ever seen built out of Lego. Yeah, Lego Freak says, that's why I rarely do reviews. Jang is a review king. And that's the thing. If you're going to make a video that's just titled, Lego City review, whatever, it's highly unlikely that anyone's ever going to find your video. There's just too many people that are doing that kind of video. But if you do like a WZ Goofy review or something like that, you'll probably get found. You might get found because someone will find some entertainment value out of it. It's best not to try to compete with the big dogs. Dalek says, it's strange how he says he'll never show how his white studio works either. That would help a lot of people. I thought that same thing. It's like his trademark secret. And I thought, geez, I would love to know how he makes his videos look so dang good. Like everything is just so perfectly white balanced and the quality is so crispy. I want to know about his microphone. I want to know about his lighting. I want to know how he spins things. And he doesn't want to share that information. I would love to know like a behind the scenes of Jangbricks. I want to go into Jangbricks' kitchen and I want to see if there's a crumb on the table. Oh, I don't know how to say this person's name. Sariel, Sariel, who does the Technic stuff. That's an amazing channel. If you guys haven't checked that out, wow, what an artist. But Jang, yeah, I don't know his setup, but it's very, very impressive. I saw his blog about it. I don't think it doesn't go into great detail on everything, but I think he did put that out there. I do like in Jang's videos how he's very thorough about comments too. Like he's like, I'm not going to tolerate this. I'm not going to tolerate that. this is this. This is how I got this set. I didn't get it for free. So he puts it all out there. I like that. Yeah, I bet there are no crumbs on Jang's table. I bet it's perfectly clean. It's probably like a white table with perfect lighting, and there's not a speck on it. Yeah, everything in Jang's house is white. That would be hilarious. Honestly, if I had to pick, we're talking about Jang as a person, I enjoy his Jangbricks channel more than Jangbricks. I think what he's doing there is hilarious. He's just poking fun almost at himself and the LEGO community in general. And I find those videos very funny. I wish he would do more of that. They eat dinner in scrubs. Jang, I'd like to see a Jang like cooking video. He's like, and now I'm going to gently slice the chicken breast in half. And as I slice it, take a notice to the variations in the color of the chicken. And now I'm going to gently pick up the chicken and I'm going to put it in the pan to start cooking it. You can now hear the sizzle of the grease as it touches the chicken. And I'm going to get a nice close-up here just so you can see the beautiful colors of the chicken as it cooks slowly here. Oh, I didn't see the ship in the bottle by Jangbricks. I need to see that video. I bet it's hilarious. I feel like Jangbricks, and I think I've talked about this before, I feel like that's his outlet. Like, I bet he gets bored doing what he does. Maybe he loves being very thorough in his reviews, but I think after a while I'd be like, man, I've reviewed every LEGO set that's ever been made, and now I got to do this one, and I got to talk about, a 100-piece set for the next 15 minutes. I want to do something fun and different, so that's probably like his outlet. Now see, this piece of chicken is a light tan color, new for 2018. True story. Please, Jang, if you're listening to this by some chance, please make a cooking channel. I want to see Jangbricks cooking reviews. This fork that I'm using was one piece, purchased new from the store. You can see the reflective properties of it. I believe this is a new color. So Brickstar says, Jangbricks is this frustration with those type of videos doing well compared to his well-scripted reviews. Yeah. I'd like to do I want to do a video about top 10 stuff. I think that he kind of pokes fun at that, where people, they game the system with the top 10 videos and stuff like that. Which, I guess they're valuable, but to me that's like the low-hanging fruit if you're trying to make LEGO videos. But sometimes you gotta feed the machine, I suppose. I love Jang City, though. This became the Jangbricks late night radio show. I think that's what we're going to have to title this. If someone actually makes it this far into this, I'll title this, Why I Hate Jangbricks. No, I won't do that, because I don't. People think I do. I made a video one time where I talked about my frustration with people that do the very stereotypical reviews, and everyone seemed to think that I was talking about Jangbricks and how much I hate him or whatever, and it's just not the case. I was just talking about reviews in general. Pretty much the same stuff we covered in this video. Okay, Dalek, thank you for that. I will check it here once we're finished up. My thoughts on M&R Productions. I get asked about him a lot. He is one of my favorite LEGO channels as well. I'm definitely not into Star Wars as much as him, and his channel is the go-to place if you're into Star Wars for sure. Like, I can't think of another person that you would want to watch Star Wars stuff from. I think he does a great job. I think he's really great on camera. I love his M&R Vlogs channel. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that, but he's going to the store and doing deal hunting, sort of like we were talking about with Dalek earlier, and I think he's doing great. His channel is growing really rapidly, it seems, and I think he deserves it. I really love his stuff. If I was more into Star Wars, I would probably be like all over his channel, but some of the stuff that I'm just not that into. I think his Ask M&R series is really good. And what I really appreciate about M&R is that he actually subscribed to my channel like a long time ago. I remember seeing it and I was like, wow, this guy has like 30,000 subscribers and he's subscribed to my channel. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if he ever commented or actually watched them, but I was like really blown away by that. So I thought that was cool. He seems like a good guy. Lego Freak says, I'll go to Toys R Us for deals before mine closes. I should probably do that too because mine's closing as well. Brickstar, you actually think the same thing that I do. He says, I don't know why he bothers going to college. He's doing quite well. I think about that with Just Too Good as well. Like, those two guys are both in college. And maybe they're thinking, like, what if YouTube collapses or whatever? Or maybe it's, something from their parents that says they should go to college. But if I was Just Too Good and I had 200,000 plus subscribers on YouTube and I was probably making more than what the average adult worker in the United States makes just from YouTube videos, I think I would probably just be like, you know what? I'm good on college. I'll just keep making videos. But you never know what the future holds. Maybe they're looking at something beyond YouTube, or maybe they're just looking at this as a side thing. But if you think about the time, I know we had the college conversation last night, but if you think about the time that M&R puts into college, if he created some more Star Wars videos out of that, man, he'd be going nuts. Yeah, Toys R Us, in my experience, Toys R Us, at least the one near us, most of the stuff that they sell Lego there is like over MSRP. So I've just never have bought there. And I've always kind of down talked Toys R Us for that reason. I don't know if they're all that way or not, but mine's going out of business. And I'm kind of upset about that because I wanted to have a toy store to take Clark to have those memories of, browsing the aisles and seeing this entire store that's all toys. But being that we live in a somewhat rural area, I know some of you guys have like 3 Toys R Us's in your area. We're not going to have anything. That's going to be it. We had a KB Toys in the mall that I used to go to as a kid, and that kind of shut down when Toys R Us came about, and now Toys R Us is gone. And I think a large part of it is probably because people are doing what I do, and I always tell people to do, and that's to shop on Amazon to get the lower prices. So Brickstar says, you can go to college later. If I went back in time, I would have done things different. I enjoyed the college discussion last night. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way that you do. It's a lot of money to pay for a piece of paper, especially these days that you really have no guarantees with. How many people spend a lot of money in college and end up working at Starbucks? There's no guarantees. That piece of paper is almost meaningless, but it does say that you're able to learn, and it can help you get the job that you need. But I recommend if you're a teenager watching this, the best thing to do is probably to learn a trade, honestly. Learn how to actually do something. Become an electrician, become a welder, become a mechanic. Have a skill when you get out of either high school or college that you can immediately go in and get a job at. But I guess in terms of actual toy stores now, my only option at this point is probably going to be going to Walmart and shopping there for toys, which is still a pretty decent shopping experience because they do have several aisles. So we'll have that at least. And they do have a nice Thomas section for Clark Man, and they've got a great Lego aisle. So I think we'll be okay. Speaking of Thomas, I know we've got a couple of train fans here. My wife bought Clark 3 Thomas DVDs tonight because he's pretty much gone through the entire series of Thomas on TV. We've DVR'd them all. He's watched them all. And she bought him these 3 DVDs, so of course he was just freaking out about it. We watched one of them tonight. I don't know the names of them, but he's super into these trains. So iBuild Brick says they need to bring back being a journeyman instead of college. So yeah, like an apprentice almost, where you go work with somebody, they train you on everything they know, and then you know how to do it. I think that's a fantastic idea. And the nice thing about that is it doesn't cost any money other than you work for free for some years. But I'd much rather work for free than go to college and pay a lot of money and still not have any experience when you get out. The Thomas merch is not good at Walmart and Target. Yeah, when we were there, they didn't have a whole lot of selection, especially Target. It almost was like Target was almost discontinuing it seemed. Like there was nothing in stock. But Walmart was okay. We ended up not even getting a train. We got Harold last time we went. And that was sort of like my little gift to him for being really good in the store. So he now has a helicopter. But man, he has so many trains at this point. It's like, if he gets any more, I don't know what we're going to do with them. Joseph says, I'm confused. Didn't you have a successful job? I did, actually. Yeah, I went to college for business administration with a concentration in finance and economics. I got a job at a finance company, worked my way from the bottom to the top. And when I got to the top, I realized I wasn't happy. And I was fortunate enough to have Greg's World, which is my other channel. My vlog channel was doing really well. And this at the time wasn't. That it was doing really well. And we had, in the meantime, in the 9 years that I've been working there, we paid off all of our debt, worked really hard to get everything paid off, including our home. And with Greg's World doing really well for a year, I made that jump, and I took a sacrifice in income to do that. But to me, it was totally worth it. I'm now living, I'm doing exactly what I want to do right now for a living. And I've been very fortunate that whatever happened on Greg's World, whatever the algorithm gods have bestowed upon me, Greg's World is now doing better than it's ever done before. And I'm making, if this continues, I'll make more money this year through YouTube than my job. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what happened there. But if you want to see the video that's just going nuts on Greg's World, it's our Halloween video from this year. I made it back in October, and now here it is, February, and people are watching like crazy, along with a bunch of other videos too. I'm surprised. I know we've talked about this a little bit too, Bricksar, if you're still here. You said your health insurance is the biggest thing holding you back. I really wish you had the opportunity to do YouTube full time, because I love your content and just the collection you have in general. It's just fantastic, and I would love to see I know you make a lot of videos. I'd love to see more. I didn't get an MBA in college. I got a bachelor's degree. I stopped there. But I spent a lot of money on college. It got me where I needed to get to. I feel like I could have probably done my job without having that piece of paper that I spent a lot of money on and saved the 4 years, but it got me where I needed to get to, and it may have made me the person I am today. I can't say who I would be if I didn't go to college, but I feel like most of the learning that I do, I tend to do on my own. Our poll video was the one, the poll video was basically what gave me the opportunity to make the move that I did. We made a poll video. It was just like a regular video, nothing special about it. It was just me, inflating a pool we bought on Amazon, and Clark was playing in it. It got 13 million views, and I have no idea why. I've since tried to recreate that, and I've made other pool videos. The next pool video I made got like 50,000 views. So whatever it was, again, the Google algorithms or the YouTube algorithms, you have no idea how the mystery works with them. And that's what happened. I know Bricksar is having some success with a video too, it seemed. You were saying about how it was going viral, and it just kind of happened, and you were excited about it. I guess the main thing you can do is just put as many shots out there as you can with videos, and hopefully something sticks. You might get that one video that gets 13 million views. But I could literally make the same exact video. Like, if say Bricksar has this, or Trains Are Fun has an amazing train video that goes incredibly viral, and the next day he makes the same video, just changing things up a little bit, just kind of updating it, even making it better. That video may not get any views at all. It's just, how do these things work? I have no idea. I wish I knew how to do that, because I could definitely be more successful that way. I find just keep making the videos that you want to make, and hopefully something kicks off. So Dalek says, one of my videos got 2.5 million views randomly, but there's no way to do more, unfortunately, since it was just a clip from LEGO Dimensions. Well, that's crazy. I'd go all in on LEGO Dimensions, I guess, if I saw that happen. Have I ever bought subscribers? No. Everything that I have happened naturally. You'll see a lot of similar videos I have on Trains Are because I'm trying to recreate what worked. Yeah. Maybe what you should do, I don't know this guy's name. I wouldn't recommend doing this. There's this really loopy guy that does these train videos. Clarkman makes me watch all these train videos, and there's this guy, and he's like, "Hi, welcome to my train channel." And he has these doll babies in the background, and he's just really crazy, but millions of views on his channel. He is absolutely nuts. And I have no idea what's going on there, but he actually seems like he's kind of deranged. But man, maybe you should give that a shot. I'm sure no one here has actually seen him because it seems like his stuff's really tailored for like really young kids. But maybe that's what you have to do. And you kind of reference that in your one video where you're talking about everything's awesome. You just got to go crazy. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Weird excitement works with kids. This isn't weird though. This is like borderline creepy. Like the guy's like a creepster in like his house. He has like the background of his videos painted like all these weird colors. There's literally like doll babies in the background. And he's showing all these videos and he wears like a train conductor hat and has like the overalls on. And he's just like, he's way over the top. I'll have to find him and let you guys know what his name is. Whew, it's something. My wife was like, "What in the world is that?" I was like, "This guy makes Thomas videos." It was the train that we were watching where Thomas goes down this steep incline, then he jumps like 2 feet in the air and then goes down through this tunnel, which looked pretty epic. Yeah, he's like Pee Wee Herman, I guess. He's creepier than Pee Wee Herman. Wow, the guy's nuts. He does sound like Mickey Mouse. Yeah, Dalek says, I would do more Lego video games, but my friend Jared got 15K by doing Lego video game customs. That's how he's stuck doing since nobody will watch his other videos. I like staying random. I do find that it helps to niche down. Like if you look at M&R, for example, he does the Star Wars stuff and he's got a huge subscriber base that loves Star Wars. I noticed when he does another video, like he does a Lego creator polybag, it gets like no views because all his people want to see are these very specific videos. So that's where our channel kind of suffers, I suppose, because we just do so much different stuff that I don't think people really know what to expect. So maybe it is best to kind of find one thing to kind of stick to. Do I think Clark will like Hot Wheels when he gets older? I think so. He kind of likes them now. You have to keep Clark around those videos. Keeps Clark safe around those videos. Some of them are really weird. Yeah, they definitely are. I just heard something in the background. I think it's Roxy dreaming. You guys ever hear your dog dream where they kind of like yip and stuff, like they're barking in their dream? I was like, what is that? Yeah, some of the kids channels, I know YouTube's kind of cracking down on those, but there's some creepy dudes out there. My boys got over Thomas after a while. I don't know. Clark is really hardcore. Like he had the Thomas birthday party. He's obsessed with Thomas. In fact, we went to the grocery store last week and he was telling the lady that was working the register, the cashier, he was telling her about all this Thomas stuff. And the crazy thing is she actually knew what he was talking about, which I thought was even funnier. He's like, Gordon's really fast. And he was talking about Superstation and all this stuff. And she was just like feeding right into it. And he was stoked about it. Yeah, she's still up there dreaming. So Brickstar says, I love 5 Mad Movie Makers. We make videos like that one day. I'll have to look that up. I've never heard of 5 Mad Movie Makers. My niche is Clark Man. Yeah. The thing that I worry about Clark Man, there's a borderline there between, like anytime you have your kid in a video, either with you or you're filming them, you really have to be careful to not cross that line between exploitation. Like I like to think that we're just sharing our experience. You know, I ham it up with Clark Man and I film all the things that he's doing because it's just so hilarious. And I think it's what makes our videos special. But like you don't want to cross that line where it seems like all you're doing is just having your kid in the video for the simple fact that, you know, that's what you think is going to be successful. But if they're having fun and they like what they do, you're not forcing them to do it. I think there's no harm in that. I don't think you're ever too old for Thomas. My son used to tell people his name was Thomas. That's funny. That's funny. What I need now though, we actually need more space because I'd like to create like a train setup in our studio here, but I don't really have the space for that. I just maybe like to set up like a track that can permanently be set up, either wooden or plastic, the Trackmaster or whatever. And kind of always have it there and add on to it and stuff. Yeah, Brookstar says, I agree with that. You can tell when a kid is being forced. I think you spend a lot of time trying not to have Clark in the video. Yeah, in fact, if I I have to kind of justify it when he's not in the video, honestly. I'm like, well, Clarkman will be in this video at some point, but there's a part where I actually need to be able to speak, and we're going to try to get that out of the way first. So he's definitely a part of my Lego collecting, and in fact, I probably wouldn't be as passionate about it if he wasn't involved, because I look forward to it every day, and it's so fun when we get up. Like, the first thing Clark says when he gets up, and I'm like, I get out of the shower or whatever, he's like, what are we going to build today, Dad? And I'm just like, yeah, that's exactly what we need to be talking about. What are we going to build today? I understand if you have to go to bed. Totally fine. It's very late. Making Clark dress up in a silly outfit would be exploitation. You just show Clark being himself, and I don't think you've crossed that line. Yeah, the whole fart thing, I debated whether to edit that out the other day. But it was just one of those funny moments, and it was one of those things I was just like, all right, I'm going to keep it in here, even though it's going to be really embarrassing for him someday. Because I could have easily edited that out, and it could have just not even been a part of the video. But I was like, we'll do it. That's not even his first fart that he's done on our channel. Oh, I like your idea there, Bricksar. It says I'll do a Bricksar history video one day when I get the footage. I like trains as long as I can remember. Yeah, that's really cool when you've had these hobbies. And I respect you because you're not only one of the premier Lego collectors, like I consider you having a Lego museum, but also with the trains as well. Like I sometimes wonder, how do you store this stuff? You must just have some amazing storage in your basement there. But if I could see anything, I'd love to see another day in the life of Bricksar. I just remember watching that, and I don't even know if I commented on the video. I just remember watching it and being like, wow, that was really cool to see. Like, I've never, in all my time watching Lego videos, I never actually saw someone really share that much of their life. And I thought that was really neat. And it's cool because that to you is almost like what Greg's World is to me, where that was a snapshot, like your son was a certain age during that, and that was a day that existed. And I remember you, like, I think you got up in the video and you like packed your lunch and you took like salad or something to work with you, and it was like, wow, that was captured, and it's so cool to have that someday. Do I like JK Brickworks? I think JK Brickworks is an amazing artist. Just fantastic creations, like so amazing. And I think JK was the person that made the maze, which I have on my shelf here. And the crazy thing about the maze is it's not even his best work. He's got so many things that are even better than that. I would love to buy all the stuff that he makes. I like the guy that's pushing the ball. That's really awesome. There's the lawn mowing person, the person that's rowing the canoe. I mean, I could go on and on here. Just wow. If you ever want to aspire to be a Lego artist, I think he is the premier Lego artist. Like, Lego should come to him and be like, what's our next set going to be? And I don't know if they have a rule where if you do get a Lego Ideas set made, I don't know if you can do that again, but I would literally vote for everything that he puts into that. And I think he probably has enough followers that he could happen. He seems like a cool guy too. Brickstar says he'll do another video. Yeah, I understand, though, that's a lot of work, especially when you're trying to work on top of that and stuff. It can be hard to actually film your life while you're living it. I didn't see that he added the maze, but I'll have to do that if once I build it here. I got to get that out of the backlog. This might go on to be the longest late night radio show ever in history. It's been a good chat, though. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me here. I think JK Brickworks, I don't think, is known for his drink and food dispensers, but he's made them. I think, is it Astonishing Studios that does all of the vending machines and stuff like that? Like, he did the iPad vending machine. The one that he did was like a hot dog vending machine. Does some really crazy stuff now. Most of the work I do now is proprietary, so I'm not allowed to show it, says Bricksar. Yeah, I understand that. I guess that does make it tough to be like, I guess your day would just have this huge chunk in it where it's like, well, I'm going to work, and then, hey, it's lunchtime, I'm at work, and then I'm going home from work. That could be it. All right, I see some people are leaving for bed. Good. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us. He made an addition to the maze by making a maze using raised speeder pieces. That's epic. Does posting every day feel more like a commitment or enjoyable and a treat? Actually, I like the fact that I've dedicated myself to posting a video every day, because there have been a few days where it's like, I could take the easy route and be like, yeah, I'll just make a video tomorrow. But then what happens when tomorrow comes and you're like, I'll just make that tomorrow. And it just goes on. So when you commit to doing something every day, it keeps you on task. And I feel like it's making me a more productive person and a harder worker because of it. Because it's very easy when you have no obligations to anyone, just to be like, you can cheat yourself. It's easy to cheat yourself, but it's not easy to cheat other people. So that's why I like doing that. We'll see. I build bricks. Thanks for joining us here. All the sensible people are going to bed. The crazy thing is there's more people watching now than there was when we started. Yeah, we're almost at 2 hours. Now I'm starting to get hungry. It's getting so late that I'm almost ready for breakfast at this point. And if you're, I will say this, if you're watching this just because I'm streaming right now, do yourself a favor and get some sleep if you have to get up early tomorrow. Again, you're not going to miss any groundbreaking stuff here. I find the live stream discussion relaxing. I listen to them while driving to work and at work, except I caught this one live. That's cool. I try to make them kind of entertaining, I guess. It really just comes down to the chat, and I try to say this in my streams. I've only ever had one stream so far, and it was just yesterday during my afternoon stream with the Ninjago set. There just wasn't anything happening in the stream for me to go off of, and I was literally about 10 or 15 minutes into it, and I thought about just ending it, because if you're streaming by yourself with nobody to talk to, it just defeats the whole purpose. So I really look to the chat to feed off of things and to have things to talk about. And I find these late night streams are honestly the best for that, because it seems to be most of the kids have gone to bed. It's just adults. We're having conversations about things that maybe aren't about what's my favorite Lego set or my favorite Lego theme. It could be anything. You listen to the past ones, you see how crazy things get. So that's why I really cherish these late night streams, and to listen to these as a podcast, I think could be kind of fun for people, except for the pauses where there's dead air, which I don't like that much. But I feel like I never thought that I'd be able to fill even like a live stream with enough entertainment to make it enjoyable for people. But it seems like as I continue to do these, I can manage it, and it's kind of cool. Like to sit down and think like, man, if I do an hour-long video, what am I going to talk about? But things just kind of pop up, and I really love it. Let's see here. What did I miss? As I went on my rant, I wasn't looking at the chat. BrickitectLIVE says, it's very hard for me to add daily content when I don't have a strong subscription base yet. But with your advice, Greg, I've been inspired to make new videos lately. Yeah, just keep doing it. It's hard to get started, but once you start giving that momentum, you'll see your views start rising, and people will find you. Just stay with it, even if it's not making a video every day, but make a video once a week, once a month, whatever it is. There's been times on this channel that I've fallen off, and it's like, man, it's been like a month since I made a video, and it's not good to do that. It's best if you just stay consistent at whatever it is that you do. I do a late night stream, but you know to never cross the streams, says I Build Bricks. I learned that from Ghostbusters. Yeah, I try to see who's streaming, and try not to stream when other people are. I remember one time I streamed the same time as M&R Productions, and I think we share a lot of the same subscriber base, so I didn't have a lot of people in mind, because if you had to choose between me and M&R, I'm sure like 90% of people would choose his stream. But yeah, if you learned anything from this podcast or late night radio show, as we're calling it, don't cross the streams. And I want to welcome our new people that are watching this. We now have 48 people watching, and it's already past midnight here where I'm at. Although I imagine it could be any time where you're at. Yeah, you can never stream when Brother from Another Brick streams. I consider Brother from Another Brick, and I've said this to him, and he doesn't agree with me. I consider him to be the king of live streams. And if there's two people I want to thank for getting me into live streams, it's I Build with Bricks, who like I got into his stream once, and because I Build with Bricks and my subscriber bases are a lot of the same people, I just started talking to all the people in there. It was cool because like I already knew them like from the comments, and they knew me, and so we're having a really great conversation. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to start live streaming. I just fell in love with it instantly. And the only other person at that point I'd really seen live streaming is Bricksar, and I never seem to make it to his live streams for some reason. I'm always like, it always says like streamed 34 minutes ago or streamed an hour ago. I'm like, shoot, I missed it. And I get that a lot on my channel now too. But I fell in love with live streaming. I started doing it like the next day. I started live streaming, and I haven't looked back since. So man, it's fun. And I think I still keep missing Bricksar's live streams. I saw the one where on January 1st when they went to the Lego store. That was like a groundbreaking moment. It was like a celebration. And I saw one, I forget what it was. I think it was he was showing the rig as he built it, the big black and red truck that he had. That's the only other one that I've actually seen live. I guess I need to keep my eye on it better. Yeah, BFAB, it says BFAB, this is Dalek speaking. BFAB is the center point of the LEGO community. In my opinion, he talks with the kids, the adults, the teens, and the bricklinkers, the reviewers, the vloggers, and just everyone. I love his channel. Yeah, it's shocking to me. Like I feel like he should have more subscribers than he has. Like he's able to get people like, and even you've had Just Too Good on your channel, and like M&R Productions. He gets all these people together, and it's just really surprising. And like. And sometimes notoriously gets people together like that Brick Queen and M&R debate or whatever it was. That was something to watch that. Yeah, he's definitely, like, I consider him the king of live streams. He's the live streamer and probably the community center point. Everyone seems to know who he is too, so I definitely agree with that. Yeah, and I will say this about BFAB too. What a generous person. You guys saw that when I started streaming, he contributed so much to my channel, and he had no obligation to do that. And before that, like I don't even know if I saw him in like my comments and stuff, but when I started streaming, he started donating to me, and he paid for almost a third of Ninjago City, which, you know, because I did it as a raffle type thing, which I've gotten some flack on, he did end up winning a Lego set from that. So I felt good about giving something back to him, even though it didn't compare to the value that he gave to me. But what a very generous person he is. I think he's a great guy. Oh, Addison Verson says, I want our streams to have the dialogue, but it hasn't taken off yet. Yeah, I try to make it into your streams, but I always seem to catch those after the fact as well. It could be the fact that we're kind of in different time zones. Well, even more than different time zones. Clark is the best Lego reviewer. Yeah, he might be. Yeah, if you're into that style of review where it's just smashing stuff. I got a nice comment here that I'll read. I sometimes I avoid reading the compliments, but it says, thank you for getting me back into Lego. I'm thinking of sending you a letter and a couple minifingers. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I love the letters. I love reading what people send to us. Clarkman, of course, loves the minifingers, which half of them are now off the wall. It seems to be a losing battle for me putting them up there, but I keep doing it. What's this? I feel like I'm blocked out, so you must not like me. I do not know what I did, but you must not like me. I don't know what that means. I haven't blocked you. You said his prize was going to be $20, but the set you sent him was a $30 set, wasn't it? Yeah, I might have went a little over on it, but I feel like he deserved it. I told him to pick whatever $20 set he wanted, and he said, surprise me. So I said to him, well, what's your favorite theme? And he said, city. So I said, all right, I'll pick a city set out that I like, or that I would want to buy, and it's the chopper transporter one. It really wasn't, I don't think it was full $30 on Amazon. You know, Amazon always has the discounted prices, but again, I think he donated like $90 to us. So for me to send him a $30 set or a $20 set or whatever, it's the least I can do. That was beyond generous for him to do that. Yeah, Clarkman needs to work on the minifinger names. He's really been slacking on it lately. Every minifinger's daddy. I guess the days of the Sour Craps and the Jennies, although we did get Jeremy. I think those days are over. And I think we're almost at 2 hours now. I think we're in the realm of there's no way anyone's ever going to listen to this after the fact, at least to this point. Yeah, I'm still live. We've been having a good conversation here. Lego Freak's still here. Lego Freak, I feel like I owe it to you to tell you to go to bed because I'm sure you have school tomorrow. Yeah, Clark, what's his name? Daddy. Yeah, he did that. He goes through these trends. I'm hoping we can get some funnier names coming up. I like it when Clark's names that he gives the minifingers actually become their real names to all these people. Oh, Melvin says he would listen to it if he missed the stream. I guess if he had something to do for 2 hours. I like listening to streams when I'm sorting Lego pieces, or right now I'm trying to piece together a set. I guess since we're 2 hours into this, I can reveal what I'm working on. Do you guys know the Lego Creator set? I think it's 10248. It's the Lego Creator Ferrari. Have you guys ever seen that set? I'm trying to build that using pieces out of my collection. So I'm calling it like a trash or junk build Lego Ferrari. It's going to be just a wild variety of colors because I don't obviously have all the red pieces that it's going to take to build it. But it's going to be pretty cool if I can piece together. There are some pieces that I'm going to have to buy from Bricklink because I don't have the wheels and I don't have like I think the windshield piece I don't have. But man, if I could piece that together, it's going to be the ugliest looking thing that you've ever seen in your life. But man, it's going to be sweet if I can pull it together. Right now that set's retired, and to buy it new, it's like about $150 on eBay. And I think Bricklink, it's pretty similar. So if I can piece it together, it's gonna be a cool build, and I like to do that as a display piece. So there's 16 pages of inventory on Bricklink that I printed out, and I'm on page 5 right now. I'm going through all the pieces. So it's gonna take me a while, it seems. I would probably have more time if I spent more time listening to other people's streams than having my own. Like, had I been doing that for the last 2 hours, I'd probably be done. I do have the Lakeside Lodge. They've made a couple variations of that. I have that set, though. So when am I going to reveal my true intentions for the city, in quotations, I'm working on, or I'm making? I'm going to let you guys know. I hope I'm not building too much hype for it, but it's not a traditional Lego city. It's something special. Bricklink isn't very easy to shop on, in my opinion. It's you have to, like, different sellers have different things in stock, and if you want some things, you have to sometimes buy them from one place, and then you have to go to another place to buy other stuff. It's kind of a pain, honestly. I wish there was just one store where you go to, you get everything, but it's just not the case. So All That Brick says, I'm bored. Are you bored with my late night radio show, or are you just bored in general? Because if you're bored with the late night radio show, there's a very easy solution for that. Yeah, I do wish Bricklink was more like eBay. It's just kind of a pain to shop around on there. I didn't hear your Lego City alternative in your last stream. Honestly, I haven't had a chance to watch your live streams in a little bit. I Build Bricks just because I've been streaming so much myself. I've actually listened to your streams while I've been sorting, and I usually do it after the fact. I do like the replay and listen to it back then. But yours I find you have a lot of conversation in them, and I like listening to yours while I'm doing something else. But what kills me about Bricklink is just the shipping on all the different places. So say like my Brickitect logo, I had to go to like 4 different stores to get all the pieces I needed, and I had to pay shipping in all those different places. Whereas if I bought it from one, to put all those pieces together in one package would have been a lot less. Oh, you ended yours because I was starting a stream. Oh, it's going to be levels like a video game. That sounds epic. Yeah, I don't want to do just like a traditional city where you have like the road and the sidewalk and the buildings. I want to do something special. Something that's very playable. And something that I think captures what I love about Lego, and something that I think Clark will really enjoy as well. I guess, Addison Versus says build a wish list. I guess I can't say too much about Bricklink though, because I've only ever done 2 orders prior to the UCS orders, and I guess I've navigated around okay enough. The one thing I had to actually buy a set because there was a minimum order on the one store that I went to, so I ended up having to buy a $7 set to get like $2 worth of parts. Once the parts you need are on the wish list, hit easy buy. That's actually a good idea. Maybe I'll start doing that. Thank you for that tip. That's a pro tip from Addison Versus. So if you're listening to this, once you put your parts in a wish list, you can hit easy buy. I think I've done that when I've looked at the gallery on Bricklink where people kind of show their creations that they've made, and I clicked on the R2D2 one, and it showed me that like through 4 different stores or whatever, it would cost $188 to buy it. That's probably what that's like, and it sounds pretty cool. But yeah, thanks for that pro tip. And now we've got silence. Still have 39 people watching. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. You're well into a very long late night radio show here. Have I got any new Lego Amazon sets? Because if you don't soon, the backlog may disappear and you'll have nothing to build. Well, I'm making a video here on the 20. I think it's about 20 sets that I want to buy from 2018. So if I ever get my backlog down, I could always start buying those. I'm trying to wait for some sales. I think pretty much everything on Amazon across the board is about 20% off. So if I can go lower than that, that's where I'd like to buy stuff. And I do deal videos and I share those when they come up too, because I like to let you guys know about stuff that I'm buying. My haul videos are I see people that do mystery hauls. My hauls are never a mystery because I've already told you what I'm planning to buy before I do it. Yeah, Mini Bricks, you can do that. I think you have my I think you have my email address. You want to see Angry Bird sets on my channel? I had an opportunity to get one. It was at Walmart, like super cheap. I don't know if you've seen the one that's like I think it's a biplane with the Angry Birds, and it was like $6 or something. I should have picked it up. I regret not buying that. Yeah, the service station was way overpriced. That was a set that I can't believe what they were charging for it, but I got a good deal on that. I went on a run late last year through that Rakuten store that I thought was kind of shady, but ended up being like a really great place to shop at, as long as you don't mind them like overpacking boxes and stuff like that. So I've been keeping my eye out on Rakuten. They sometimes do some pretty decent deals, and I think they're affiliated with Toys R Us too. I want to send you mail, but I'm too lazy to go outside. Maybe you just throw it at your mailbox. The mail carrier might pick it up off the ground. I'm waiting for the new Infinity War sets. Woohoo, Infinity War hype. That's something you won't find on this channel. I don't really have any intentions to see the movie, and I don't plan on buying any of the sets. I'm just not interested. Oh, here you go. Clark Naming Minifigures has a sweet angle. I think he must think highly of you. I hope so. I try to treat him as good as I can. Give him as best life as I can. I think he has it okay. Wait till your mailman walks by and throw the mail in his face. What you need is one of those houses that has the mail slot on the actual door. Then you can just kind of like push it out the front door and kind of have it either poking out or laying on your doorstep, and they'll probably get it. All right, we just crossed the 2-hour threshold. I think it's probably about time to wrap this up, especially if I'm going to do these every night. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do one tomorrow night since this one went so long, because I am plumb out of things to talk about, guys. But we'll see what tomorrow holds. Again, I plan to come back tomorrow. We're going to do the Year of the Dog set for our regular video tomorrow as requested in the stream. And then tomorrow night in the stream, which will probably be like between 6 and 7 Eastern time, we'll be building Lego Ninjago set bag 7. So that'll be fun to do, and then maybe we'll do a late night radio show as well. But this one went super long, and I'm curious to see if anyone actually watches back this far.